Hello everyone, welcome to the When at Work podcast. You're with your host, Julian Leahy. Today I'm joined by the fantastic Ruthie Sterrett. Welcome to the show, Ruthie.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh no, now the audio's gone on the blink, as always happens, but we're going to continue on. Whereabouts are you from, Ruthie?
I am based in Florida.
Florida? In Miami or?
No, Gulf Coast between Tampa and Sarasota.
Ah, Tampa. Yeah, gotcha. That's where the baseball team is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Wonderful.
And spring training is alive and well right now here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a bit of baseball this year. Now, we're going to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with the wonderful Ruthie. And you've got 3 lifelines, Ruthie. If you're not sure, make sure you use those lifelines.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. First question. By definition, a semicircle is what portion of a circle? That's a bit ridiculous for someone of Ruthie's caliber. A third, a quarter, a half, or a sixth?
That would be C.
Locking in C with no lifelines needed. That's correct. Let's continue on with Ruthie. A popular but false urban legend suggests that Washington, D.C.'s landscape was originally a what? Volcano, meteor crater, swamp, or cave?
That would also be C.
Is that why they say drain the swamp?
That's the rumor.
And when they did the opposite? Put more turds in there? All right, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
No politics. All right, that is correct. Well done, Ruthie. A 2008 study in Reference Services Review found which of these websites to be about 80% accurate? MSNBC, FoxNews.com, Wikipedia.org, or Infowars.com. One of those is not like the others.
I'm going to go with Wikipedia.
Locking in Wikipedia with no lifelines. Let's hope they haven't done a trick question on us. No, they haven't. That's correct. I'm a bit disappointed that it's not higher than 80% because I always tell my kids to check on Wikipedia. Anyway, a popular ingredient in cookies, hazelnuts, are also known as what? Hickory nuts, buckeyes, acorns, or filberts? Do you have any idea?
I'm going to go with D.
You do?
I'm going to go with D.
Okay, well, you're on your own because we don't have these in Australia. Locking in D with no lifelines. Oh, I thought it was going to be buckeyes. I don't know why. Well done. You knew.
I know what a buckeye is, and I knew it wasn't that.
What's a buckeye?
It's, well...
Is it a cookie?
You can make cookies that are buckeyes, and they're like chocolate with peanut butter.
Ah, chocolate with peanut butter. There you go. Well, you know your cookies, which is good. Actually, a combination of 3 tunnels. The so-called channel runs underwater from England to what country? We've had this question before. Germany, France, Wales, or Belgium? Actually, a combination of 3 funnels. The so-called channel runs underwater from England to what country? Germany, France, Wales, and Belgium. If you have travelled from England to Europe via car or bus, you will know this one. If you have not, you may not.
I'm going to go with B, France.
Oh, Ruthie is all over it. Well done. That's correct. Ruthie has cruised to the $1,000 safe zone. $1,000 of funny money, conditions apply. Continuing on, Ruthie, well done. Let's go to the next question. Due to its strict obscenity laws, which of these countries once published a version of Playboy without any nudity? Indonesia, Singapore, Japan, or Afghanistan?
I'm going to use I need a lifeline on this one.
Which way were you leaning? By the way, that does not sound like a fun Playboy. And which way were you leaning towards, Ruthie?
I was leaning towards D, Afghanistan.
Okay, so, and which lifeline would you be looking to use? You've got a 50-50 split, poll the audience, or 30 seconds to Google.
Let's go with poll the audience.
poll the audience. Let's hope somebody's watching. Alright, due to its strict obscenity laws, which of these countries once published a version of Playboy without any nudity? Oops, I've done the wrong one. Oop. Here we go. Let's get those votes in. Have a bit of coffee. Very professional.
I could make a case for any of them.
You could really. Although Singapore is very strict, but not really with the whole. They had when I was there was lots of girls on the street, so to speak, right near the big hotels, and they had so they're a bit more relaxed about that type of thing. But you don't want to have any chewing gum in Singapore. That's what they are strict about. All right, let's take a look. We got finally getting some votes in. All right, let's get a few more in. Otherwise, I'll just waffle. Okay, what do we got? A, Indonesia, 51%. B, Singapore, 9%. C, Japan, 20%. D, Afghanistan, 21%. So we've got a clear lead for Indonesia, and I think people have Googled it, and that's why they've got it correct. Ruthie, what do you think?
Yeah, let's go with the audience. Let's go with A.
Always trust the audience. Indonesia is correct. Well done, Ruthie Sterrett. Only one lifeline used. Very good sign, because often people will have used two by now. Let's continue on. In 2009, Lego introduced a new toy model made of what architect's iconic Guggenheim Museum? Antoni Gaudi, Zaha Hadid, Miles van der Rohe, or Frank Lloyd Wright? When I hear the Guggenheim, I think of George Costanza when he was pretending to be an architect. And he said, and she goes, have you designed anything? And he goes, you know the Guggenheim? You designed the Guggenheim? No, just around the corner.
Yeah, so I have no idea on this one. So
Me either.
We're gonna go with a lifeline on this one.
All right. So we've got 50-50 split or 30 seconds to Google.
We're gonna Google it.
Yeah, Google it. That would be a good one to Google. Let's Google. Okay. You've got 30 seconds. Ruthie Sterrett, who designed the Guggenheim?
All right. Well, Google confirmed my gut instinct, so I guess I should have just gone with it. We're gonna go with D.
Oh, Google's already helped you out. Locking in Frank Lloyd Wright. Well done, Ruthie. That was a great job. And it's easy to say I should have gone with my gut, but yeah, sometimes you've got to burn a lifeline if you're not sure. But you got it, and you're still alive. You've got one lifeline left, which is the 50-50 split. Continuing on. A reference to the last initial of the retailer's founder, the K in Kmart, stands for what? Chris G, Kramer, Knotsbury, or Knight? And I'll be watching to see if you look towards your phone, Ruthie.
That is it. I'm actually embarrassed that I don't know this. As a retail veteran and someone who's worked in the retail space for a long time, I don't know this one.
Kmart's responsible for a lot of my wardrobe, Ruthie. I'll be honest with you.
Do any Kmarts still exist?
We've got, they're going strong down here, but I think in the US they've kind of fallen on hard times.
They have. I'm gonna go with A.
All right, we've got A. We've got a bit of a punch in the dark, or a stab in the dark, whatever they say. Cressage or Cressage. Let's take a look. It's correct. Well done, Ruthie Sterrett. Incredible. How did you get that? That was a guess.
You know, it was the hardest one to say, which my brain deduced why we would use K.
Incredible. You are tapping into the vibrations of the universe, Ruthie. Well done. Picking up tells. In a newspaper, the section devoted to a list of accidents reported by the local police is called a what? This is such a difficult question because it's very old-fashioned lingo. In a newspaper, the section devoted to a list of incidents reported by the local police is called what? Incident log, the police blotter, police digest, law enforcement roundup. Do you have any idea?
I do. I'm 99% sure it's the blotter.
99% sure it's the blotter. Locking in blotter. Now, Ruthie had a lifeline and she chose not to use it. Usually that's a foolish move. But no, it's correct. Well done, Ruthie Sterrett. Incredible. I cannot believe you got that one. This question is from like the 60s. Do they still have police blotters?
I don't think so. I think I just have read it in a book or
maybe
heard
in
it.
Community newspapers, you know, like little kind of hinky towns. All right, that's incredible. Well done, Ruthie. Let's take a look at the next question. We're at the $16,000 mark. A popular style of music, the blues, takes its place from a shortened version of what phrase? Blue devils, blue moons, blue lips, or blue skies? Tough one.
That is a tough one. Let's use a lifeline on that.
Yes. Now, which would you have guessed without a lifeline?
I would guess A.
Blue devils, all right. So let's do the 50-50 split and see if A remains. Interesting. We have left blue devils and blue lips. Ruthie must have been barking up a right tree. Let's lock in blue devils. Ruthie Sterrett, I am a believer.
Oh my God.
Ruthie is right up there in the $32,000 safe zone and could go all the way. Unfortunately, no lifelines left. And I think Ruthie had that one correct without even needing it. But you do have to use them sometimes because you only, once you're out, you're out. All right. In 2011, what media mogul found himself in the center of a widespread phone hacking scandal? I'm going to give you a clue because I have not given you one yet, and I give everyone one clue. All right, let's take a look at the answers. Rupert Murdoch, Ted Turner, Michael Bloomberg, or Mark Cuban. Do you have any idea of this one? Who was involved in a phone hacking scandal?
My guess is A or B.
Which one is the strongest contender?
I am leaning towards B.
Right, well, I'm going to give you a clue. He's Australian.
All right.
Australian born, but...
All right, let's go with A.
Let's go with A. Rupert Murdoch is correct. Well done, Ruth.
Yes!
Incredible. Just gave you a little
win.
nudge. I give everyone a little bit of a clue. And this guy was hacking people like Prince Charles's phone. Do you remember when that text or the messages with Camilla got exposed? Yep. That was all him doing, paying people to do that. And just now somebody's tried to access the hospital records where Princess, what's her name? The new princess?
Princess Kate.
Princess Kate. So they're still up to their old tricks. Terrible, terrible behavior. But what is great is that Ruthie is at 64,000. We're going to continue on. Ruthie could go all the way. If you are in the share market, buy stocks in Ruthie Sterrett. Albany and New York City are two major ports on what river? We've had this one recently as well. Colorado River, Rio Grande, Mississippi River, Hudson River.
That would be D, the Hudson River.
Hudson, famous New York River. Well done, Ruthie. What was that movie about the Hudson with Robin Williams? He played some Russian dude that escaped from Soviet Russia. Do you remember that? It was an old movie.
I don't know that. I'm thinking of the one with Tom Hanks where he plays the pilot and they land on the Hudson.
Oh, that was that real crash.
Yeah.
That really happened. That's incredible. I just watched the one about the Uruguayan rugby players that crashed into the mountain and had to eat each other. Do you remember that one?
No.
Oh, that
terrible.
really happened as well. But we could talk about cannibalism all day. Let's continue on. A torch, an oak branch, and an olive branch are featured on the back of what US coin? A quarter, a nickel, a dime, or a penny? Do they still have pennies?
They do. All right. I think on this one, we're going to go with a dime.
We're going to lock in dime, which is 10 cents. Is that right?
That's right.
All right, let's take a look. The dime is correct. One out, Ruthie Sterrett. Incredible. Oh, my goodness. 2 questions left. Ruth has been flying by the seat of her pants, but just continually getting it right. Let's see what happens. By definition, a Snickerdoodle is what? A dog breed, a candy bar, a nosy person, or a cookie?
D, a cookie.
Ruthie has been proven to be a cookie expert. Let's take a look. Well done, Ruthie. Last question. Unbelievable. Okay. Giving its scientific name of Leviathan Melvillier, researchers recently discovered the bones of a prehistoric what? Crocodile, tiger, kangaroo, or whale?
Oof. This is a tough one. And I'm out of lifelines.
You're out of lifelines. It would be helpful if I put the answers on the board. Okay. Scientific name of Leviathan Melvillier. Researchers have recently discovered the bones of a prehistoric crocodile, tiger, kangaroo, or whale.
So can I talk it out?
You can.
I want to go with crocodile, but part of me feels like that's not a recent discovery. So then my second instinct was to go with tiger. But
I've got my poker face on, Ruthie.
I think I'm gonna go with crocodile. I'm gonna go with A.
Let's look in crocodile. Ruthie's run. Is it going to continue? Unfortunately, whale is the correct answer. Ruthie, that was a fantastic effort, though. Well done. You went right to the top and just had a little stumble towards the end. Let's have a round of applause for Ruthie Sterrett. Terrific job. Fabulous. All right, Ruthie, we're going to talk to you about all the fantastic things you're doing as a fractional CMO. What is a CMO and why do people need them?
Yeah, a CMO is a Chief Marketing Officer. And why does someone need a CMO or a marketing strategist or a marketing specialist? We could give myself many titles. But what I have found is that as a CEO, a business owner, when we kind of make the shift from entrepreneur to CEO, meaning we're past the scrappy phase, we've had some success, we're scaling, we got to take some hats off. And it's helpful to have someone who can see the forest through the trees and help you think about branding, marketing, and content. Because what I have found is that a lot of people lean into one of those, but not all three. And we truly need all three to have a successful, holistic marketing strategy. And when you're wearing the CEO hat, you don't always have the bandwidth to think about all the necessary things. And so it's important to have a strategic partner who does. And, we talk about the marketing funnel so much: attract, nurture, convert. And what I find is that most businesses lean really heavily into one of those three areas and don't spend enough time, energy, and effort on the other two, and just need a framework to follow or a plan to follow for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, even a year, that really intentionally maps out activities in all three phases of the funnel.
Yes, it's kind of like you have stages with building a business, and in the beginning you just got your foot to the floor, head down, and just going like a maniac in doing all the building, and then it gets to a point where you really cannot grow any further without having somebody come in and, like you said, take the bird's eye view or whatever of what's going on.
The forest through the trees.
That's the one, yes, the forest for the trees, and it's just impossible. So do you find that what's the stage really that people come to you? Where are they at with their business?
Yeah, typically they have built a business as, they've started as maybe a solopreneur. They've got a proven methodology. They've got a proven service. They've added other service providers to their team. And now they've got to lead a team, and they've got all the admin stuff and the back end stuff. And so they're just not getting to marketing anymore. But for the business to continue to grow, to continue to scale, to support that team that we've brought in, we have to keep marketing, and we have to do it consistently. And, so many business owners I hear from, they say, like, I didn't start my business to be a content creator. I didn't start my business to be an influencer. But they feel like they have to be on this hamster wheel of creating content, and you don't have to be an influencer. If you're a service provider, if you're a business owner, there are other ways and other strategies. But when you look around in the marketplace, particularly on social media, all you see is content creators and influencers teaching you how to be a content creator or an influencer. And it doesn't have to be that way. And so the first thing I do with my clients is I help them find a way to step away from social media without sacrificing their visibility, so that we can spend time and energy on other parts of the funnel that help move the needle and make a difference.
That's interesting. What are some of the ways you could step away, I guess, and still maintain your visibility? It sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I think to understand about social media is it alone is not a marketing strategy. Just like my coffee cup right here isn't coffee. It's a container. So social media is one container for our messaging. And when I think about where social media fits in to the overall landscape, it's a nurture container. It's there for people who have already discovered you to get to know you a little bit better. And when people think about it as a top of funnel or an attract strategy, that's often where they get really burnt out or overwhelmed, because in order to make it work as an attract strategy, you do have to pump out a lot of content. Like, it's a volume game if we're going to use it as top of funnel. But if we can use it mid funnel and have other strategies such as networking, guest speaking, long form content that's discoverable via SEO, referrals, all sorts of other top of funnel things, and then we create social media content that is evergreen and intentional. And what I like to do with businesses on Instagram in particular is implement the Instagram 9-grid strategy, where we turn your Instagram profile into a mini website. So everything a potential client, community member needs to know is right there. Really intentional, really well thought out and strategic and mapped out. So when someone goes to look you up on social media, because that's what people do, everything right there is really, really well thought out and intentional, so that they can get to know you and move to the next phase of the funnel to connect and deepen that relationship.
Yes, I've definitely seen Instagram people where I immediately am drawn to clicking on their link and having a look at what they're doing. That was before, I don't know why, but I got banned on Instagram. I have no idea why. I didn't do anything naughty, I promise you. I've got no Instagram account. I've got to try and get a new one. That's some great stuff. And let's have a look here. What can people... Oh, we got the wrong one. What can people expect if they go to your page?
Yeah, so the 9-grid strategy, there's a lot to know about it. And number one, what I have found that the business owners that can benefit from it the most don't really know what it is. And, here in our 10, 15-minute conversation, I can't get into all the nuts and bolts and all the frequently asked questions I have. So I've got a deep dive on our website about the 9-grid strategy and helping you figure out if this is the right next step for your business, and who should use it, why you should use it, what you can do with it, and if this is the right way for you to step away from social media. Because it's not for every single type of business. I will say it's not a one size fits all. There are certain business owners or certain people that can benefit from it the most. So we've got a decision guide that really just walks you through the entire strategy and helps you decide if it's right for you for your next step.
Do people have to have a certain amount of followers on Instagram to be successful with this?
They don't. What they have to do is they have to have a full funnel strategy. So social media can't be the only thing we're doing, but this helps you check the box of social media so that we can spend our energy on other things.
Yes, you need to have somebody helping you with your social media. Definitely believe that. What, you talked about it being a component of the entire strategy. What are some of the other pieces that need to be in play?
Yeah, well, we talked about attract, and whether that be through SEO, referrals, networking, even paid traffic and running ads. But then the other strategy is convert, Where are we actually asking for the sale? Where are we saying, hey, this is what I do. This is how you can work with me. And that might be social media. That might be email marketing. That might be direct reach outs. And it's going to be different for every single business because there's not a cookie cutter strategy. What we want to find, and I work with business owners on this, is a strategy and a method that you can be consistent with. Because anytime we do something one time, we don't get results. It's that compound effect and the consistency that actually works. So when we sit down and we map out your quarter, we say, what platforms, what tools are you going to use to actually ask for the sale? Because a lot of business owners, and I see this with women, particularly female business owners, is that we shy away from sometimes asking for the sale and saying, this is what I do. This is how you can work with me. I have capacity. I'm looking for new clients today. Because we don't want to be salesy. We don't want to bother people. But if we can design a strategy that we feel comfortable with, we can be consistent with, then we'll actually be able to get the results that we're looking for.
Yes, it's definitely something. There's definitely a difference. I think men sometimes go straight to the sale before having any of the other stuff. And if I can, talk about gender is always a bit dicey to talk about, but female, what do you say now? Women entrepreneurs are really good at network and community building, I find. So really good. Like, it's just natural, and everyone's got their own little skill. But what I did like what you said was the consistency factor. We all know that yeah, I got to be consistent. But you're talking about, how about we implement something that takes care of the consistency? And that to me is like the most important thing. That is the one ingredient for success, really, is that whatever you do, if you can make it so that you can be consistent, you can't lose. And people need help. People need help with this. It's overwhelming, and I'm a believer in CMOs, because there are several pieces, and when you sit there and look at it all, it's completely overwhelming. Do you find that people say that to you, like, help, I'm overwhelmed?
Well, what I find is that people commit to an intensity they cannot maintain. And my reminder for everybody is that consistent doesn't have to mean constant. So people come to me and we do a content plan together, and they say, I'm going to email my audience once a week. I'm going to create a long form content piece once a week. I'm going to post on social media every day. And we write this whole content plan. And then a month later, we have a check-in, and I say, how's it going? If, they're working with me in a consulting only capacity, and they say, I've done nothing. I say, okay, we tried to commit to a intensity we could not maintain. What if instead of one email a week, we do one a month? What if we post on social twice a week instead of every day? And finding that intensity that you can actually maintain. I love the analogy of training for a marathon. If you've been sitting on your couch and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to train for a marathon, I'm going to go run 10 miles a day, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to burn out, and you're going to give up. But if you start with, I'm going to walk around the block, and then next week I'm going to ramp up, and then the next week I'm going to ramp up, and we slowly ramp up, we'll actually get there, and we'll be consistent enough with the behavior to make it a habit and actually get the results.
Yes, it really works. Same with exercise. I mean, I was trying to get myself exercising, so I just did these pathetically small amounts of exercise, but did them consistently. And then before you know it, you're doing much more, and you're up and running. And don't set yourself up for failure. Obviously, high volume is great, but off the bat, you want to just make sure you can continue with what you're doing. That's some great info there. And if people want to get in touch with you, what happens? They click on your website, and do you have a call with them?
Yeah. So this decision tool, if you head to theconsistencycorner.com/decide, you can learn all about the 9-grid strategy. I walk you through a decision matrix of whether or not it's right for you, and learn about the different ways we can support you with implementing a 9-grid. But if you just head to our website homepage, you can book a CMO consult if you're interested in getting the marketing piece off of your plate, taking off of that marketing hat, and are ready for a strategic partner to take the whole funnel strategy. Then I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that.
Yes, I know there's a lot of people out there just drowning, trying to get all their marketing sorted out. If that's you, have a chat to the wonderful Ruthie Sterrett. And thank you, Ruthie, for coming on. That was fantastic, and you did great at the job, at the game, and some great content as well. Ruthie Sterrett.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
No worries. Thanks for listening, watching, everyone.